Morning, everybody. It is a rainy Friday morning in Nashville. I'm actually driving through Donaldson, and I got a question from an Instagram user. Strength above all. I did not write this very well. I want to say 17. I could be wrong. I'll double check that. The question was, he noticed that we do a lot of decline presses, and why was that our choice as a bench press variance? And so I'll try not to be long-winded. The decline press came from my mentor, Bob Schaefer. I'm not sure how much information is out there about Bob, but I met Bob when we both were staff writers for Power Mag, and that's been a number of years ago. And he and I became really good friends, and he introduced me to the decline system. And so they did, at his gym, they did the decline 72 hours after they did a flat bench. And there's a few reasons. One is it took an extreme amount of pressure, at least for most lifters, an extreme amount of pressure away from the shoulders. And how they did that, it's not a decline that's like a fixed decline that you'll find in most commercial gyms. This was a much steeper angle. And so the touch point was much, much lower, and it was awkward at first. And so it's about 35 to 40 degrees, maybe a little steeper in some instances. We have to work around what people have is when they have an adjustable decline. And so the touch point is much lower. We used a close grip, or like for me, I go out as wide as I can legally in the flat bench. So I do, for my close, I do about pinky on the rings, maybe a smidge on the inside. And the idea behind that is, after, you know, we're taking pressure off the shoulders, the closer grip makes the triceps a primary mover. For those of you that follow the training, you see that we don't do any direct triceps isolation work. And the reason being is, early on in my career, one of the things that we ran into was a lot of elbow and shoulder soreness. Doing press downs and skull crushers or nose breakers, basically a lying tricep extension is what it is. And it just, if you did any weight of significance, then it was really, really tough on the elbows. And you know, benching twice a week for some people was really difficult on the shoulders. And so it gave us the opportunity also to train really heavy twice a week. And this is before the trend of high frequency training, where you're seeing people bench 3 and 4 times a week. Then last, let me go back. Using that close grip, you're using a compound movement to increase the pressing power. So the triceps are really getting loaded heavy, but it's in a multi-joint compound type movement versus a single joint isolation type movement. So the wear and tear on the body, especially the shoulders and the elbows, are greatly diminished. And then last, I was always, early in my career, a pec delt type bencher, and I had shoulder issues. And when I made the decision to become more of a lat style bencher, the decline helped me learn to really use the lats and the upper back, pushing the weight away from me, and the decline really helped me with that. And so those are the primary functions. So I'll cover that again. Number one is decreased pressure on the shoulders. 2, allowing us to train heavier than our flat bench and train heavier regularly. 3 is no triceps isolation. We do the close grip with the decline angle to increase and develop pressing power. And then last, learning how to use the lats and the upper back in a pressing motion. And we have had great success with that, to the point that even for strongman stuff, again, the wear and tear of pressing overhead is significant, and especially in master age lifters. So what I've done in the past is what I'll do is I'll do higher reps, and I'm able to use a fairly heavy weight, and that conditioning is paid off. I didn't do any overhead training when I was powerlifting only. I had stopped Olympic lifting, I had stopped strongman, and was focused on totally 2400. And Melissa Kylo trained with us at the time, and she was getting ready for Strong Woman Nationals and was overhead pressing. So I loaded up 335 and push pressed it, and hadn't been training. So my pressing power was definitely increased, and I never had shoulder issues or elbow issues due to the pressing. So, and I've done high frequency training, you know, recently in the last year, and there's people that are going to be able to really respond to that and recover okay, and some not. I would lean towards most not being able to, and especially once you get past, you know, 40 years old, it seems like that seems to be a line where, you know, sometimes the recovery is not, you know, like it should be. So it's a great alternative. It's great for the central nervous system. You see people develop, you know, confidence with a weight that they've never had in their hands before, and they're doing sets of 3 and sets of 6 with it, and it transfers very, very well to the power needed to increase the flat bench. So hopefully that answers your question, and I really appreciate the question, and I hope I'm going to post this on YouTube, and I'll put the link on, let me look again, Strength Above All 17. And I appreciate the question and hope this sparks some more discussion. Have a good day.